Welcome to the Overview Part 2. We have been going through a master plan which has been constructed from key historical events, where each event has been matched up with a corresponding Bible prophecy. The matching up process is the responsibility of the Data Analytics and AI team. I have asked Corporal Clay to brief you on some of their key findings, which up to now have been classified. This part of the briefing will be quite technical. There will be math, a few charts, and Garch volatility forecasting models. At times, this may all become too heavy. I can appreciate that. I myself am a words gal stuck in a numbers world. But hey, don't sweat it. I'm sure you'll be fine. Corporal Clay will now take it from here.
Thank you, Commander. Let's go to the part where Captain Moogs told my team that the fall of Jerusalem was the beginning of a prison sentence for the Jews. You may recall Captain Moogs saying that he discovered the length of the sentence was written into the book of Daniel, chapter 4, and that the length of the sentence was 20 years. In Daniel chapter 4, 20 years is actually referred to as 7 times. They're the same thing. It was Daniel who educated us on this. 7 times was also specified in the covenant itself. You can read about this in Leviticus chapter 26. By correlating 7 times with the covenant punishments and educating us that 7 times is equivalent to 20 years, Daniel unlocked the whole thing. This was the key to our own machines finding that World War II was also the end of this sentence. So let's talk about this World War II prophecy. This was discovered back in the 90s by Captain Will Hunting. From what I've heard, he was a mathematical genius, came from South Boston, genuine Southie. I'm real glad this is all declassified now because he deserves recognition for his work. His greatest contribution, in my opinion, was coding the mathematical algorithms that searched and located the World War II prophecy. We're talking like alien technology. Captain Hunting was also a fine leader. He generated a lot of goodwill in his team. Goodwill Hunting, that's what they called him. He left the service shortly after, though. His team turned up to work one day, and there was just a note on the table saying, "Gone to see about a girl." So that's the story of how World War II was matched up with Bible prophecies. The key prophecies are found in the book of Revelations chapter 9, the so-called 6th trumpet, and Revelations chapter 10, which timestamps the 6th trumpet as being the end of the punishment period. So then they run some more scans. This is still back in the 90s. And hey presto, they match up a cluster of Bible prophecies with the state of Israel being restored, which happens immediately after their period of darkness comes to an end, just like in our anime storyline. Now fast forward to just before I joined the team. The computer bots match up 9/11 and the war in Iraq with, you got it, a cluster of Bible prophecies. This is insanely mad. In our anime storyline, this is the final great battle scene. They also find the 1,000-year First Reich mixed into this cluster. So now I joined the team back in 2018, and I'm looking at these events, this cluster, and I'm thinking 3 of them are squashed into a 100-year window, right? And the Bible prophecies they're matched up with, well, they're squashed up right along with them. Basically, we're talking about the last 100 years, so I'm thinking like I can see they're all clustered. But at that time, we didn't have the technology to prove it. So now, go back 3 years. At this point, we still didn't have our Garch volatility forecasting models. But the Garch models were not cheap, and we needed to recruit Garch specialists who understood this stuff. In short, we needed money, and we needed a lot of it. So Commander Erin removes the battle war paint from her face. She loves the theatrics and visits the White House, where Anson Garrity has set up some meetings. Anyway, the men at these meetings have no idea what Garch models are, and they fumble their way through the Garch presentation that I had prepared, while probably thinking, what the hell is this? At the end of it all, they recommend that Commander Erin submit a request to the G20 with the full support of the White House. So Commander Erin submits a funding request, and the next thing is the G20 want her and Anson Garrity to front up in person and explain what they want the money for. So I give Commander Aaron a dumbed-down presentation that explains Garch models. Now, from what I hear, you first present to the G20, and then if they're interested, you get invited to a closed-door session, which is private and confidential, and they ask questions. So the next thing is Commander Aaron gets invited to a closed-door session, where I imagine the top brass grill her pretty hard about the Garch models. Now, I wrote all of the Garch equations into my presentation, and those men in that room must have been fascinated by it all, because that meeting went on for quite some time. I don't exactly know what was discussed because the session is classified, but from what I hear, the top brass seemed pretty satisfied with Commander Aaron's presentation.
Welcome to the new world. With the new funding, we went ahead and purchased a suite of Garch models, the best that money could buy. We also appointed Lance Corporal Rajan Patel to our team. Rajan is a graduate of the London Business School and did his PhD in Garch modeling. Rajan now runs all of our Garch models. Hey Rajan, I'll patch you in. Stand by.
Hey Rajan, so what's up? And are you happy with our Garch models?
Hi everyone, and yes, I'm very happy with the models. So based on our analysis, we can now prove these events are not only highly correlated, but they are highly co-integrated, which is even stronger. So that's huge, right? I mean, the models have already paid for themselves. Basically, we feed global financial data into the Garch models, and then look to see how the data changes at each of these events. It's these changes that give us a measure of market volatility. But Garch is also used to forecast volatility, which is what I'm looking at now. So I calibrated the model using the historical data. This basically trains the model using a deep learning algorithm. Once the model has been calibrated and trained, which it now is, then I can run a forecast, which is what this is. Look at the top right corner of the chart. That's the Garch forecast for market volatility over the next 7 years, beginning in 2025. I mean, it's off the chart. I've never seen anything like this, and I've seen a lot of Garch stuff. Guys, this is World War 3000. I mean, you need to tell like everybody you know that this is coming, and there ain't no surviving this. It's game over. Seriously, woo-ha, this is mad. This full forecast is insane. You gotta all prepare for this. If you don't, you're dead, you're all dead, you don't come back from this. This is the mother.
Thanks, Rajan. I think we get it. So to summarize, these 4 events are bonded together and part of the same cluster. And the glue that correlates these events are the matching Bible prophecies because they themselves are clustered mainly in the book of Revelations and Ezekiel. This means we can now assert that these events are correlated. The Masterplan has played out these 4 events just like an anime story. And now the people want to know how the story ends. The Rapture, glorious as it will be, is like the tip of an iceberg. In contrast, the 4 events are the part of the iceberg you don't see, but it's there beneath the surface. And you need this underwater mountain for the iceberg to pose any real danger. Imagine these 4 events as that mountain of ice. Then you know the tip of the iceberg means danger. Got it? So here's where we're at. We now know these past 4 events are highly correlated. And we know this because their matching Bible prophecies are highly correlated, and the Masterplan has executed these events much like an anime storyline. So something's coming, something kind of big. We'll take a break here, and when we come back, I'll walk you through, step by step, how my team solved for the year 2025.
Not that I'm trying to get the last word in, but 2 things before we break. Firstly, we're keeping this overview at a high level to just show you the game plan. We will give more information in later briefings. And yes, this includes how each event was matched up with Bible prophecy. Secondly, and I'm only going to say this one time, what went on behind those closed doors was a deep dive into Garch models, nothing more. It was tough, but I got the job done. Please respect that. Enjoy your break. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned a thing or two. If not, what the hell are we doing? Yeah? You can watch all of our briefings by clicking the playlist. Be sure to subscribe for our upcoming videos. Please like, share, and leave a comment. Join with us, and together, let's save millions of lives.